and then we'll finish the bush. Quick review is, what did we say? We said that the 10 Commandments are very specific because these 10 Commandments are really the how-to to accomplish the principle of Torah. Whole principle of life is v'ahavta l'recha kamocha, loving another being, getting outside of yourself, being selfless, not being selfish, being other-centered. That's what it means to have a relationship with God. That's what it means to have a relationship with people. If that's the goal of life, then the 10 Commandments have to be the means to achieve it. And then we asked the question, and we said, wait a minute, 5 and 5. Well, there are 5 that have to do between man and his creators, 5 have to do between man and man. And then we said the Medrash that said, wait a minute, the Medrash says they really face each other, so there's a corresponding relationship between 1, 6, 2, 7, 3, 8, 4, 9, 5, 10, which means there are really 5 operating principles. And what were the 5 operating principles? Let's review. Number 1 is, in order for relationships to flourish, recognize the other exists outside of you. They are not you. They are outside of you. And when you love them, you're not just loving yourself, you're loving them for who and what they are. We're not loving God because He's the great candy man in the sky. We're loving God because of His beautiful, wonderful midos. His attributes, His chesed, His kindness, His mercy. All those wonderful things that He does for us constantly. We're loving Him for who God is. We're loving our spouse, our wife, our husband, not because they make us feel good or give us pleasure, but because we recognize the greatness of the other outside of ourselves. Number 2, we wanted to set principle number 2, no idols, no adultery. Underlying principle was, see the uniqueness of the other. If you see the uniqueness of the other, no physical part of anybody else will substitute for that person. It doesn't make sense. You can't have a physical representative of God because of God's uniqueness, how special He is, and you can't have somebody else's ears to replace this person's ears if you really see the uniqueness of the soul and the neshama of the other. Number 3, we said, don't take God's name in vain, don't kidnap, respect the property and boundaries of the others, respect property. Number 4, keep Shabbos, don't bear false witness. Truth, look for truth in life, look for truth about God, you'll love God. You'll be able to deal with difficult situations in your life. Even when things don't go well, you'll discover, wait a minute, God, but you do so much for me. Maybe I could deal with this little inconvenience, or maybe this inconvenience is really good. With one's wife, one's husband, wait a minute, you do so much good for me, maybe I could see this little flaw that you're doing today as something separate from who you really are. Look for truth. And finally, number 5, we said, see the uniqueness in yourself. You can honor your parents. Why? Because you really realize how special you are, and therefore they brought you to this planet. You can truly not be jealous of what someone else has because you appreciate that you have a special mission in life. One is to appreciate the value of oneself. In summary, existence, uniqueness, boundaries, truth, self-respect. Existence, uniqueness, boundaries, truth, self-respect, bashed. Okay. Thank you everybody for listening.